I'm realizing that potty training a boy is a whole nother ball game, because they can obviously aim, they have to aim it into the toilet. Otherwise, it's pointing at you. Hi, I'm starving. So I'm gonna heat up some leftovers and then we can talk about potty training. While my food is heating up, it's gonna be heating up for quite a while because I like my food to be like hot into oblivion. So since that's gonna take a while, I'm gonna get started. I wanted to start off by just introducing myself. My name is Essence. I am a wife. I have one son, and I am not some expert potty trainer. I'm not a teacher. I am not a mom of 7 who is seasoned in the game. I have just had my first potty training success with my son. To start off, this time around where I've had success with the potty training was my 3rd time. Ignore this press-on nail came off, but it was my 3rd time. The bottom line on why those times failed was 1, my son was not ready at all. And 2, I was following a method that I believe just did not and was not going to work with my son. I had seen a few reels, TikToks, YouTube videos about how to train your child in 3 days. And all of them were saying, let your child walk around the house with no underwear on. And they say like, stay in the house for 3 days. Don't leave the house. Don't do anything. Don't work. Don't clean. Don't do anything. Your job for 3 days is to watch your child until they start peeing. And then when you see them peeing, you're supposed to scoop them up, put them onto a potty, and say, oh no, pee-pee goes in the potty. And you're supposed to do that a few times until they finally get it. Point is that they are learning the sensation of what it feels like to pee. And when that happens, you're helping them understand that, oh no, I don't pee on the floor. I have to pee in my potty. You can't do this with a pull-up or a diaper on because you can't tell when they're peeing if they have a pull-up or a diaper on, which is true. You don't know. I mean, you can look at the signs and know your child's cues. Good luck to you if you're able to pick up on that. Me, no, I would not know. It all made a lot of sense to me. And so I went for it. First time, I was really set on having him use the big toilet. That didn't work very well. So then the second time around, I ended up buying a potty from IKEA, which I still use to this day. I think it's great. But I was using that same method, but now with the little potty. And it just wasn't working. He was peeing everywhere. I mean, I was just like, I found myself getting frustrated with him, and that's not fair. He's learning, and I'm human, and it was starting to get frustrating for me because I felt like I was on like day 2, at the end of day 2, and he was still peeing all over the house. I was frustrated that he wasn't getting it, and it wasn't working. He wasn't ready. I decided, you know what, F this. I'm done. I'm not gonna do this. I literally was like, I had to tell myself as a mom that every single time, and this is still true to this day, every single time I've hyper fixated on something and stressed about something and wanted something to go this magically perfect way in my head, and it didn't happen the way it happened for someone else or the way I anticipated it happening for us. It was like very frustrating. It seems like every time I just let things go and let him go at his own pace or his own format, everything works itself out. So at that point of failing twice with potty training, That's when I realized I in my mind instantly well, not instantly because it took me 2 times. I caught myself and I said, nope, we're not doing this. We are gonna shelf this. He's not ready. And so I let it go. In the meantime, while I was like shelving it and like, I'm not doing this anymore, we're gonna just wait till he's ready, I still made it a point to talk about pottying, to read books about pottying. I happen to go, I love going in the book section at Dollar Tree, and they have those smaller size skinny books. I like to get those for him a lot because I can leave those in his room, not worry about them getting damaged. They're lightweight. So if we're going anywhere, I can throw one in a bag. I can leave them in the car. They're really good. I love the Dollar Tree book, like children's book section. And I was walking by and they had a book. It's Chloe Big Goes to the Potty or something like that. Let me go get it. They're the 2 books. It's Lucas Big and Chloe Big. They're siblings. We're not going to talk about Lucas because that's about nap time. But Chloe is a potty time book. Chloe Big is a potty time book. And so we just started reading books about pottying, and the imagery is really good because it's showing, you know, a monster in this case, but they have books with showing children and characters on potties and celebrating going potty and all these things. So we were able to spark conversation with him about pottying, and I would announce every time I went to the bathroom myself, because he follows me everywhere. If you have a toddler, you know you have no privacy. He is in the bathroom if I'm in there, period. There's no way around it. So every time I would have to go, I would say, uh-oh, mommy has to go pee-pee potty. And I would go to the bathroom and say, okay, now I have to wipe. Like, I would narrate everything. Now I have to wipe, throw it in the toilet, and then like flush the toilet, wash your hands. So I would do that over and over and over again for months. And even my husband would do it. He loves following us around the house. So if my husband's going to the bathroom, he's going with him too. So he just started to watch and observe but I think what solidified it was that the narration of giving him the words. I noticed that he started saying pee-pee potty himself. I don't know if it was random, but he just started saying pee-pee potty, and I was like, okay. And at that point, I was still, at that point, it seemed like he was ready, but I wasn't. I was like, you know what? We failed twice. I hear you, pee-pee potty. Yeah, pee-pee in your diaper. Pee-pee diaper. Ugh, I can't go through this 3rd failure again. I can't. So I felt like I was kind of putting it off, and I'm being totally honest with saying that. Then there was this pivotal moment where I don't know if he wasn't feeling well or what, but I had just given him a bath. I had him wrapped up in a towel, carried him from the tub wrapped in his towel, and I was going to put him down on his changing pad to get him all lotioned up, get his pajamas on, and he would not let me put him down. And he's saying, hug, hug. So I'm like, you don't have to tell me more than once, my love. If you want to hug, we're hugging. So I was hugging him. He had his head on my shoulder, and he just would not let me put him down. We were just like standing there by the changing pad, cuddling, and he's in his towel. And I started to get, after like 3 to 5 minutes, I started to get tired. I mean, he's 35 pounds. I was like, I need to sit down. So I sat in the rocking chair with him. Again, he's still straight out the tub and wrapped in the towel. At this moment, I started thinking to myself, uh-oh, he's gonna pee on me, which is what happened. He peed in the towel, and I took that as an opportunity. I was like, okay, this is it. Like, I said, uh-oh, no, pee-pee in the potty. And we went to the potty, the little IKEA potty, and I put him down on the potty, and he finished peeing in the potty. It was the first victory that I had with the pottying. Before that, he had never finished peeing in the potty. He would start peeing on the floor, and then I would pick him up, put him on the potty, and say, no, pee pee, same thing. And he would never finish. He wouldn't do any of it in the potty. It would just be like, no, I don't have to go anymore. And then he would get up and go to the living room and pee on the floor. So I was like, okay, he's clearly ready. I need to strap on my let's do this boots and get going on like pushing this forward. So that's what we did. Next morning, I was like, we're doing this. I left him with, again, a t-shirt on, no underwear, but he had had success with going in the potty, so I felt more confident that he would tell me and not just pee all over. So that happened to be a successful day. And he just told me when he had to go. He would say, pee pee potty, and I would walk him over and put him on his little potty, and he started to go. It was crazy. So that's why I feel like it's such a huge deal that they are ready. I believe, based on my experience, that if they are not ready, there is nothing you can do. And I also believe that like every combination is different. So when I had first tried him on the big potty, that wasn't gonna work for him in the learning stage. He needed something smaller, I guess a little bit less intimidating, probably a little bit more comfortable than like straddling a big toilet. Like there's just, I feel, different methods that'll work for different children. I made it a point that he cannot wash his hands unless he goes pee. And the washing the hands is the reward. So I didn't want to do treat rewards. I know some people give their children like M&Ms or mini marshmallows or some sort of little treat reward, like a candy or something. We're not big on things like that in general. For us, that wasn't gonna make sense. He loves to wash his hands. He loves to get up on his little stool, stand at the sink, feel the water. He likes the bubbles of the soap. Like that is the excitement for him. So getting to wash his hands after he goes potty is his version of a reward. So I would recommend trying that before you go the treat route. I feel like then if that doesn't work, then maybe, you know, get yourself some little mini marshmallows or something. And even to this day, he will say pee pee potty and he'll lead me to the potty, sit there and do nothing. And then he'll get up and say, wash hands. And I say, no, you only get to wash your hands if you go pee pee. Your hands are clean. And I'll turn off the light and walk out. We're not doing this game of, oh, you get to go wash your hands for nothing. Like the hand washing is the reward because it's so fun for him. We wash our hands when we walk in the house, and then we wash our hands after we go pee pee, and that's it. He woke up. I took off his overnight diaper. I ended up just putting on his pajama pants with nothing inside. I didn't bother to put on his underwear or anything. He peed in the potty at 10:40. I have notes. And then he peed in the potty 4 times after that. But we had 3 accidents. But like, we're learning accidents. So the first time he didn't take off his pajama pants. We're still learning that part of like, pull down your pants. He always needs help with it. He can pull them back up, but pulling them down is a little difficult for him. He peed straight through his pajamas. He ran to the potty, he sat down, and he went. And obviously he's wearing pajama pants, no underwear, nothing. So it just went through the pajama pants. So I was like, uh-oh, okay, take those off. I took off the pajama pants. I ended up putting on his bluey underwear. He was so excited. We had unpackaged those on day 1 and washed them together. So he saw them all and he was really excited about them. So when he woke up in the morning and we got to put on his bluey underwear, he was so excited. I would highly recommend getting them a set of underwear with a character on it that they love, because I found his excitement to wear them really helped with day 2. Nothing else, just a t-shirt and bluey underwear, and he went the rest of the day like that. Oh yeah, the other 2 time accidents was just, I'm realizing that potty training a boy is a whole nother ball game, because they can obviously aim, you know, they have to aim it into the toilet, otherwise it's pointing at you. The other 2 times that he had an accident, he wasn't lined up with the guard on the potty well enough, so it went to the lower side and it like spilled out of the potty. That's a learning curve of like aiming. It was a learning curve for me, obviously, because now I know how to direction him better, but I don't see those as accidents on his part, because what I want him to do, he still did. He still told me he had to go potty. He sat there and he went. That's success. I live in a community, and we have like a pool and a barbecue area and like a recreation center. And so we always go walking around there. We'll take the ball, we'll throw the ball around, like we'll take the stroller, all the things. So we loaded up to go, and I put him in his underwear and his pants, full well knowing that he was maybe gonna have an accident, but knowing also that we're close to home. We'll just go back home, clean him up, and get him changed. So we went. I brought the potty with me. I put it in the stroller, and all of a sudden I noticed that he went poo-poo in his underwear. So I'm like, uh-oh, no, poo-poo in the potty. So that was our first accident of the potty training, and we went to the recreation area, like bathrooms, and I wiped him up, cleaned him up. I had to take off his underwear and fold them up and, you know, wrap them up in paper towel. So now he's out there with no underwear, no nothing, just pants. And I'm like, okay, if he pees on himself, we're just gonna go home. He's playing around, and then he looks at me, he's like, baby potty. So we went back to the like community bathrooms. I put down the potty, and he went potty perfectly in his potty. So that was super successful. The rest of the day, he just went in the potty. He didn't end up wetting his pants. It was just that one accident where he pooped in his underwear. But considering that the first 2 times I tried, it was like, you cannot leave the house for 3 days, but we had success leaving the house. I would say that was successful. I put him in pull-ups. I had tried Huggies brand pull-ups first, and I ended up not liking them. We switched to the Honest brand pull-ups now, and we really like those. They're called like Honest training pants or something like that. I like the fit of those better than the Huggies ones. The point is that we started also putting him in a pull-up, because I do spend a lot of time with him out and about. I take him, you know, food shopping with me, and we go to the library, and we go to the park, and we do a lot. So I wanted personally to have the security of him having a pull-up on in case he had an accident, that it wasn't gonna soil his car seat or, you know, wet the shopping cart full of groceries. Like, just in my mind, I felt more comfortable with the fact that we go out so much with him being in a pull-up. And so I made it a point to introduce that to him. And so I wrote down he had a dry pull-up while he was awake the entire day. So that was a huge success as well. I am making sure that he has a pull-up on during nap time, and he does wet his pull-up during nap time. That's the only time he'll go. I'm not expecting him to control his bladder in his sleep or wake up and tell me he has to go potty. I will move on to nap time and sleep time potty training. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But right now, the goal was getting him to go on the potty when he's awake, and he did that. He had a dry diaper all day. And by diaper, I mean pull-up. And so like during the day when he had to go, we would just pull down the pull-up and he would go just like in underwear. He would treat it the same way. And I liked having the options. Like I didn't want to have to do just underwear or just pull-ups. I wanted to be able to mix it up with whatever we're doing. It's just the way it works out for our situation. By the way, I went and got the potty because I think it'll be helpful for you to see it. It's just this IKEA green potty. It's really cheap, but it's good. It's simple. There's not much to it. It's just a open pit potty. It's got handles here and here, which is helpful. It's got a nice high back, so it's comfortable, and the guard is high on this one. A lot of other ones are not as high, and I'm finding we need the height for him. So that's all the days that I have notes for. From there, we've just been going. He's been going in his potty. He ended up having success where he ran to the potty. He said pee pee potty, and he sat there and he did the biggest poo poo I have ever seen from like even an adult. Like probably TMI. Okay, TMI. It was a lot. But he went, and that was a huge success because up until that date he would only poo poo at nap time. He knew he was slick. He would only go number 2 in his pull-up. He's done it only twice so far, and he's been potty training for about 2 weeks now, so 2.5 weeks. So what I did is I bought a book. In true Essence fashion, I am trying to encourage him to go poop. I am doing my research on how to do that, and I saw a few people talking about this book, and we really like it. It is it shows literally different animals and things doing number 2. So he's been enjoying that book. Now he's interested in the bigger toilet, and I'm finding that when he has to go pee pee potty, he says this one, and he's like pointing to the big one. So I've been looking into those ladder seats for the bigger potties, and I think I'm gonna get him that because, and then what I'll do with this one is leave this one in the car. Right now I'm bringing this everywhere we go for the most part, and if we get the other one and he starts going on the big potty at home, then I'll just bring this, I'll put this in my car and we'll use this out and about. And then also working on poo poo and the potty. Potty training is not going to be some magical, miraculous one and done, like teach them once and they're going to get it forever. In my opinion, if that's your story, then more power to you. But I had to kind of tweak the methods that I saw to work with my son and our family and our dynamic and our household and our day-to-day life. That's just what worked. For right now, we are pleased with how far we've gotten. We've got a potty trained 2-year-old. As a mother, I have found having a potty trained toddler is more difficult than having a toddler in a diaper. And I know it won't always be this way because one day he'll be super independent and he'll just be able to go without my help. But right now, I have to be on alert for him. When he says pee pee potty, I have to get up, stop what I'm doing, go sit with him, wipe, all the things. So it is a lot more work. So I wouldn't rush it. If you're toddler's not ready, and if they don't need to be trained for like school or anything, I really wouldn't rush it if, you know, they're not showing signs. In the meantime, just, like I said, have those discussions around it, narrate your own potty trips, get books about it, get toys about it, things like that. Just casually exposing them to it, and you will know. You will know when they are ready. I thought he was ready 2 times before, so maybe you won't know. But give it a try. If it doesn't work, shelf it and go back to it in another month or 2 or 3. Oh yeah, I rambled on for the longest time. It's gonna be so hard for me to edit this video because I have to chop it up a lot. That's my spiel. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel. My baby's getting so big. He's in a big boy bed and he's peeing in a potty. I can't deal. My food is now cold, so I'm gonna heat it up again. I got some marry me chicken and zucchini and pasta leftovers from last night, so I'm gonna go eat and get to editing. I'll see you guys in the next video. I really hope this was helpful somewhat. If not, there's a lot of other videos to watch, so I would highly recommend checking out some of the other content on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and putting together a plan for your child, for your lifestyle. Take little bits and pieces from everything you see, and you won't know until you try. So you just got to try a bunch of things and see what works for your little one. So yeah, bye.